All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 3 of the Controversial Comment podcast.
Yes.
Let them know what we're doing. Just get us out of here.
Okay, yeah, keep sitting on it. We are talking about the differences in the life choice of trade versus college.
Trade versus college. How is this camera cutting off our brains? All right.
Can you just point it up?
Yep.
Perfect. We'll leave all this in. It just makes it more candid.
Yeah, this is what happens. This is, you guys are here with us right here, right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna one headphone this for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, I just feel like that's like true podcast etiquette.
Yeah.
You know, you just want it for a while.
Yeah. Anyway, so welcome to the Controversial Comment. We are just everyone in life will tell you that you have to go to college. Anyone, strangers, they'll be like, oh, what do you do? You're like, oh, well, I'm in trade school to be a welder. They're like, oh, what are you, some kind of idiot? You need to go to college. You have to.
Yeah.
You know, that you have to thing that really gets
the
us.
Classic
anyway.
You have to, yeah.
The classic you have to. People will tell you you have to, as if they have any say.
Whew. I'm checking the audio.
Sorry.
Did you guys rip one?
No, I'm having milky burps.
Oh, okay. Well, what you're saying is a good thing. And how our podcast had kind of worked for a little bit, and how we're probably going to continue on, is like we talk about like things that are like absolute truths, like the facts of it. Basically, like here's what happens, here's the topic, and then we kind of go into opinions of it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this one is kind of a little bit more so opinion than it is anything else.
Yeah, because there's no right way to do your life.
There's no right way, and it's important. Are you looking at something up important?
Yeah. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, I also just wanted to bring up something about getting a little bit more personal. This topic hits close for both of us because, like Rock said, everyone says, "Oh, you have to," and him and I both didn't. And I just want to bring up a couple things I'm just going to jump into right now. Brock and I both, and this isn't to put down anybody that doesn't want to be a tradesman. The majority of people going to college, and we need doctors. We need, teachers. We need jobs that require college. But the big thing for me about it, or the biggest thing for me is, just looking like we need tradesmen too. Even the president needs air conditioning. Mm-hmm. And it's a little annoying over time to just hear people say, oh, well, you have to do it. No, we don't really have to. You and I both are living proof you don't have to. Yeah. We both have, enough money in the bank. We're not rich, but we have money in the bank to sustain us. We have, I'm about to get married here in 30 days. You're already married for 2 years. There's so many things. We both have a good job. There's just so many positives about it. There's pros and cons to everything you do, but it's just we want to really focus in on, not everybody has to. What are the pros and cons of college versus not?
Okay. Well, right here I just have a little note saying that of people surveyed, 40% of college graduates said that they do not use their degree for their job.
Oh, yeah. It's very true. I want you to bring up something because you'll say it better than I did.
Okay. Say it your way and I'll say it my way.
Okay, no, I'm just going to say it and then cut it out, all right? Okay. So this is top secret. Then the next clip will be Brock saying what I'm about to say.
Right. So what Tucker is referenced off camera is what I've seen with a lot of people who are college graduates. Their degree isn't necessarily qualifying them to do that job. It's putting their name in a hat for that job, which I think is kind of sad because you can go and be the best in your class at whatever your
and I know a lot of people that are best in their class.
Yeah, a lot of people that are number one top of the class for their whole college career. But that doesn't mean anything because, like, one of our coworkers graduated from UEI or San Joaquin, whatever. Graduated from San Joaquin, and he, came on, and they said on his first week he was still wet behind the ears, man. They said he didn't know what he was doing in his first week.
He admits that.
And he admits that too. He said that all of the skills that he has today were learned on the job.
Yeah.
And that's sad that you go to college for that was like a 2-year program, I think. But then you leave with no applicable skills. You can't apply anything you learned. So, I mean, because I've learned just on the job.
Me too.
And Tucker too, and we're all of a similar value.
Yeah.
And we don't have the student loan debt.
Yeah, that's a good point. One thing that bothers me that people will say, they'll say, college can't hurt you. Just do it. It can't hurt you.
Yeah, it can put you 30 grand in debt.
Yeah, and we've seen that, just like you just said. It put him in debt. This dude's backwards now.
Yeah.
And now he's looking around, we don't know the exact numbers, but we're around the same price range. We're talking around, like, let's just say we're all within $5,000.
Yeah.
$7,000. We're all around that range, and he's even said before, he's just making minimum payments on his credit card. It's going to take him a long time to pay off. And I feel like that college hurt him in a sense.
Yeah.
And then again, if you're going to college, like, so if I wanted to learn welding, and I go get into a welding school or a trade.
Well, because you can go to a college and major in welding, or you can go to a trade school and learn welding. Learn to be a welder. And
then if I get a welding job, well, not only is that college taking away from some of the time that I could be at work, because they would be doing that if I can only work from 8 to 12 because I have school at 1. Now, granted, the schools have made it so there's night class and stuff like that, but this is just one example.
Well, that's the difference in trade school. I'll look it up just to be sure, but I believe that most people that go to trade school don't have college debt because trade schools are cheaper.
They're just frowned upon by so many people, not by me, not by you, but they're frowned upon. And one difficulty, like I was saying at the start, I want to make it a little bit more personal. Because for me, I go to a weekly Bible study. And it's all college-age students. College age. It's anybody freshly out of high school, so 18 years old to about, I think they say to 24, but there's people all the way up to 28, 29, 30 in there. But if you go in and you're new, I was new at one point too, and I see it with everybody else that comes in that's new. You come in, you sit down, and someone will come up and introduce themselves to you, and they'll say, "Oh, hi, I'm such and such. I'm Joe Schmo. What are you doing for college?" And the immediate second you tell them, "Oh, I actually chose to do a trade," they might say, and I think they just say this because it's Bible study, maybe not, but they go, Oh, cool. But you can tell their whole persona is just kind of like, oh, man, what it is.
We're like people in Bible studies, they don't like to say that something is challenging. They like to say that something is like a blessing.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, well, I'm so glad that you are blessed with the opportunity to be such an idiot.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really find anything tangible about the cost of trade school because everything that I can find right off the bat says why trade school is a waste of time and you should just go to college.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to find it everywhere. The public school system, and they push going to college so much. Even in, I was just watching I wouldn't call it a documentary, more so I would just call it a show, just for lack of a better term. Sophomores were already writing their essays, getting their stuff filled out to go to college, and that's sophomores. That means they're 2+ years away from even going to college, and there's so much pressure on them.
Yeah.
To go to college. Which college are you going to go to? You have to go to, Harvard, all this stuff, and it's just become such baloney.
Yeah. Well, and right now, there is a known deficit of tradesmen. We don't see young HVAC guys anywhere. We are the youngest HVAC guys.
Yeah.
So, in a couple more years, all of our coworkers are going to be dead. They're ancient.
Yeah. These people are from Stonehenge.
Yeah, they're like, I know one of our guys, I think he put air conditioning in the Great Pyramids.
Something like it.
So the deficit is already starting, and it's growing larger. Like right now, if you know how to bend sheet metal, you have a job.
Yeah, you're valuable, and your job is worth a lot of money. Hey, one thing, and I want to hear what you have to say on it. So I have a buddy, and I have multiple of them that I've said the same exact thing. And they go, oh, yeah. Well, I'm doing this college classes. When I get out, starting pay is $80 to $100,000. What do you have to say about that?
I think it's bullcrap because you still have to get the job.
You still have to get the job, and it's probably not true. The starting pay is probably not $80,000. It's probably like
the starting
40.
The starting pay is up to. $80,000.
Yeah.
That's the word. It's like, up to $80,000.
But it's probably, I guarantee you, if for each one of my friends, I highly doubt that they'll get in at that price. And that's not to dock them. They'll maybe eventually work up. I said this to one of my buddies that we were just having this conversation, and they were saying, okay, for trades, this is kind of a long ride here, but just stick with me. Basically, you go into a trade, your cap is going to be lower. So you probably are never going to see, $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
You're not going to see that type of thing. So your cap is lower, but you have no student debt. So everything is profit, other than what you spend on your house, on your car. So everything is profit. Well, when you go to college, you might come out, depending on which college you go to, with, tens of thousands, could be more, debt. But your cap is going to be a lot higher. That's where you're going to start seeing, $150,000 years.
And with the thing that's hard about that is you have to also, it's by major also. Because I remember when I first was about to graduate, I went and took a tour of the Bakersfield College just to see if I was anything I was interested in. And I was like, you know what, psychology is pretty interesting. I could see myself being some kind of psychiatrist or something. That sounds like fun. So then I went and looked, and it was like, the classes are like full. They're like, have 100 students in each class. I'm like, there's like hundreds of people at this school, majoring in psychology.
And not only that, let's not dock BC, but it's just BC.
That's just one school.
Yeah, that's a junior college, so they have hundreds of people that are in it.
But let me ask you this: how many people do you know with psychology degrees?
I know zero. Actually, I know one person, and I know a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like you don't know a lot of people that will go and get their psychology degree and then become some kind of either school counselor or apply it somewhere. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, also, to me, it comes down to living within your means with what you get paid.
Yeah.
That's another big thing about it. I got into a debate with someone, and I'd like to see the viewers' comments on this. So basically, we never leaking names. We're not leaking any names here, folks.
Of course not.
But this person said, let's just...
Hi, my name is...
Betty.
What?
Let's name her Betty.
Okay.
So Betty says, Betty tells me, Betty's kind of a rude name. Let's go with like Ashley or something. Ashley's a little more normal. Mm-hmm. Ashley tells me, oh yeah, well, I'm getting so fed up with going to school and all this and that because my major isn't going to make me a lot of money. I'm getting a teaching degree. And I was like, oh yeah, what's the start? What's like the usual wage? What's more so the average, not the starting? And the average of, fresh out of high school or fresh out of college would be about $60,000. I'm looking like $60,000 is a lot of money. No, that's nothing. And I'm looking and like, if both of your parents are teachers, and in this case scenario that was the case, and I'm like, that's $120,000.
Yeah.
Like, how is that not a lot of money? So it's just living within your means. What do you think is a lot, and how are you going to use your money? How are you going to be a steward of your money?
Yeah, right. I really like that because you can live on a lot less than that. Like you said, living within your means. I don't think you need to make some six-figure salary on your own in order to be well off. I definitely do not make six figures. I make well under that. But I'm still
even
well
combined,
off.
Me and my 30-day away spouse, we're not even getting close to that mark, together.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it doesn't mean I don't have nice things. I have nice guitars and, a camera and stuff like that. And nice things, my computer, but it's just taking time, putting money away each month. Yeah. And then whenever you have something you want to buy, you've saved up for it. Just because you don't make a lot doesn't mean you don't have nice amenities.
Yeah, exactly. So I would just say for college, you just have to make sure you get a degree in something that people want. Because right now, my wife, Anna, is just about to get her degree in music education. And apparently, there's some huge shortage of music teachers. Is that all the music teachers, if you ever were in school, you can comment down below on this one. When you went to school, was your music teacher 100 years old? She probably was.
Dude, that's so true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, she probably was. It's one of those things, kind of like our job, where all of the people that were passionate about it have retired or passed or something. So you have to make sure you get a degree in somewhere that wants a job. Anna gets job offers all the time. People want music teachers, choir directors, piano teachers, stuff like that. So you need to find a job that has a deficit. Like Ben Shapiro says, if you have a major in gender studies or lesbian dance theory, you're not going to get a job, especially not a high-paying one.
Yeah, that's very true. I think it's interesting that you and I both don't go to college, but we're both married people, or you already married, I'm getting married, to the two people that are going to college. And that just kind of goes to show, I'll just speak for myself, but I know you feel the same way. Again, nothing against people that choose a college route. Yeah. I always tell my buddies whenever we're having this conversation, because it always comes up, it's always like, oh, how's work going, how's school going? And I always like, dude, if you want to do such and such, like in the college area,
something you're passionate about.
Go for it. Like, do that, man. I support you. Like, I got your back, and I'm going to push you through it 100%. Like, I'm going to be pushing you from the back. Yeah.
Just when you've definitely had the same conversation that I've had with people. We're like, oh, so you're going to college? Sweet. What are you majoring in? And then they go, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
They're enrolled in a college, and they pick a major, and they're like,
I bet I was watching this. That wasn't after long. Okay.
They say, you'll ask somebody, what are you majoring in? I see you're going to college now, what are you majoring in? And they're like, well, I'm majoring in forestry, or I'm majoring in dishware, or I'm majoring in majors. All they're doing is they're majoring in college. They have no idea what they want to do. All they know is the step after high school is college, and that's where they go to college. And I feel like that kind of offsets the average.
Yeah, and a lot of my buddies are. That's better. A lot of my buddies, they're like, I know some of them are going to be like completely good at college. I'm going to bring his name up. I'm going to name call right here, right out on the block. He said he wants to be on a podcast. So my buddy Luke. All right, Luke is a smart dude, smarter than I am, probably smarter than I'll ever be. This dude has the.
That's not
hard. What?
That's not hard.
Okay, thanks. No, Luke has the potential. Like, he's going in, this was not his first major. He switched his major around, like you're saying.
Okay.
He's going into some sort of, don't at me at this, some sort of star studying of some sort.
Astro.
Like NASA, like, it's not like rockets. I don't know. It's something super smart. What's your astro something or other? I don't know what it is. It's super genius stuff.
Astrophysics.
Something like that.
Okay.
And this dude, like, he knows all about the wages and all stuff like that. Now, he said whatever the starting pay was, I can't remember. It's probably not accurate, but that's okay. The thing is this dude, I can totally see him doing that job. He's super smart, and I can see him getting to the point where he's making like $230,000 a year. Like, that was like the average or whatever of what these people make. And I can totally see him doing that. Now, I probably would never be good at that job, but we need a range of people to do all sorts of different things. We need someone to do that job that he's going into, and that's like why I say I support them so much, because he'll be able to actually do that job and do it really, really well and make that,
if you pick a major that there is a market for and you can make money on that is a good major. You are investing in yourself and it'll pay off. If you pick something, a major that there is no market for, it is not going to pay off. And I feel like that is the average, because the people aren't passionate about what they pick. They could even pick a good major. Watch somebody be a science major, go through 4 to 6 years of school, and then graduate and decide they don't like it. We know a guy, not going to name drop still, but we know a guy that went all the way through law school, became a lawyer, decided he didn't like it, and got a different job.
Journalism. How many people do journalism and come out? I know 2 people right off the top of my head, and I know I could think of more. Went all the way through. That's, it's a pretty long degree to get, a lot of English, a lot of everything. Went all the way through. And they both searched hard to find jobs. Nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, they tried to work out. You also have to look. This is another good thing to keep in mind whenever you're going to go into college, is think, post college. Think, well, not only are you still going to be enjoying this job, but think, is this job have somewhere to go? Okay, if you're going to try to go into computer science, you're going to have a job. That's only progressing. Yeah. But the thing with journalism is both of those people that I know applied to work at the Bakersfield Californian to be a newspaper, to write newspaper.
Be an editor.
Those are disappearing. That's going to be completely gone here pretty soon. Yeah. No one's going to be throwing newspaper on your front anywhere. That's all going to become email.
Yeah.
All online. So it's just think, where is that job going to go?
Really, like I said, that really hurts the average. because 40% of people said they don't use their degree, but 25% of people said that they don't use their degree because they couldn't get a job.
Yeah, just think future.
Mm-hmm.
Think future, you know?
I feel like, so the average, only 60% of college graduates even use their degree, but 100% of tradespeople get a job in their trade.
Yeah.
Like I said, go for the deficit, stand out, be your own person, and pave the way with something that you are passionate about. You will be able to get a job. Like right now, we need HVAC people. If you go and you get a job in HVAC, you'll have one. Like, or if you go and you get an education in HVAC. So
yeah.
If you get an education, you will get a job. We are looking for people. We need. Tucker does install pretty much like by himself. Yeah. Like, I mean, he has help here and there, but we don't. There's no dedicated installation assistant. So Tucker's a foreman without any help. And so if we can get some installation assistant, you don't even have to have that much education to do it, and that's just so crazy. So
yeah, and the best way, honestly, like I was talking to another guy that's worked at Stockdale Air, shout out, for like longer than I've been alive, probably like 3 of my lives. This dude's worked there, and he was just saying the best type of people he likes that come in are dummies, like people that know nothing. That just come in like I don't know, because the worst part of people
come in like a dry sponge.
Yeah, just people that think that they exactly. Yeah, that was soaking what they say, because people come in and be like, oh, yeah, I've done this before. I know this, and they haven't, and it's just like so bad. Basically, I think what you're saying, the moral of it is just kind of like go into a room without your phone, close your eyes, and really think about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't do it because the school told you to. Don't do it because anybody said. Pick something that you're going to be passionate about. Pick something that you're going to love. And then do it, and don't let anybody tell you that's a bad idea.
Yeah, and loving money is not a good idea.
Loving money, what does the Bible say? The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Look at people like, you can name off so many people that are on the up and up. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of some. A lot of them didn't go to college. Like, what about Bill Gates? Did he go to college?
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. There's so many people like him that didn't go to college. Try to stand out. Now, obviously, there's not. I'm not saying that you are Bill Gates, but you could be the next Bill Gates.
Yeah.
It's like, just step out, like what you said. Step out. It goes hand in hand, not to get into the vaccine stuff like the last episode was on, but just educate yourself.
Yeah. So, just leave a comment down below what you think, college versus trade. And just let it
pros and cons.
Yeah,
give us a little list.
Give us a little insight onto maybe what you did. If you went to college, or if you went to trade, if you went to a college, do you regret it and wish you had just picked a trade job from the get-go and started your life earlier? Or are you thankful you went to college and you got a good job? Or did you go to a trade school or do what we did? Just let us know.
This
so that way we can learn a little bit.
This topic is like an infinite topic. There could be many episodes. There could be part 2, part 3, part 4. Like, this can go on forever. So drop a comment. Maybe we'll touch back on it again.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening in. This has been
the Controversial Comment.
The Pobros Controversial Comment.
The Controversial Comment Podcast. Until next time.
Number 1 fastest growing podcast in the nation.
Check out to the next episode for a milk chug.
Yeah, goodbye.